Good morning. Welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Monday, February 23rd. Okay, let's take a look at the action. Take a look at the S&Ps. We're down 0.46%. Off the earlier morning lows. Okay, we're still going to be negative. I mean, the markets are weighing the uncertainty that we have right now around the trade environment. Over the weekend, President Trump raised the tariffs from 10% to 15% using the Trade Act of 74. The issue is that these measures will only be in effect for 150 days, unless, of course, Congress chooses to extend them. So that just lays another layer of uncertainty to the markets right now on the tariff front. In geopolitical news, the U.S. and Iran, they're set to meet on Thursday in Geneva to continue talks about Iran's nuclear program. That could be something there. In deal news, Merck announced that it's restructuring its human health division as part of a broader reorg in its pharmacy business. Gilead Sciences, they made an acquisition. In corporate news, Novo Nordisk, ticker NVO, it's trading lower. I mean, Novo's getting hit this morning. It's down over 14%. Its latest weight loss drug failed to demonstrate that it was superior to the compound from Eli Lilly. You've seen Eli Lilly run 3% on this news, whereas in NVO is down 14.59%. Wow, that's a big divergence. What else do we have here? JP Morgan, they're going to be holding an analyst meeting today. Travel disruptions are also in focus. U.S. airliners canceled about 8,000 flights due to severe weather on the East Coast. On the earnings front, we're talking Domino's Pizza. It's trading higher after their earnings release. This week, we're going to get earnings announcements from Home Depot, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, NVIDIA, Intuit, Dell, Autodesk, and others are all scheduled to report. So, good week for earnings reports. Looking overseas, we're looking at the DAX. The DAX is down 0.6% this morning. Industrial stocks are moving a little lower. The German IFO Business Climate Index actually climbed to 88.6. Expectations were for 88.4, so, that's positive. FTSE's trading higher by 0.09%. Seen some, positive action in banks. The CAC in Paris is down 0.09%. Looking over at Asia last night, and the Nikkei was closed for a holiday. They had I think it's called Emperor's Day, so that market wasn't open. But you look at Hong Kong, the Hang Seng, was opened, and the Hang Seng actually rose 2.53%, with positive action in banks. That's for sure. Shanghai in China was closed, set to reopen on Tuesday. In terms of oil, oil remains a key topic in the markets, and right now it's trading slightly higher. It's up about 0.15%. You got WTI at $66.63 a barrel. You got Brent at $71.86 a barrel. The key thing here is this U.S.-Iranian talks that are scheduled for Thursday. That's really going to be the key catalyst for the week. Unless, of course, Trump decides to do military action ahead of time. In terms of earnings action, we're talking Domino's Pizza. They missed, actually. Domino's Pizza missed by 4 cents, but they did do it on higher revenue, which I guess is positive. But you look at Domino's Pizza this morning, and the stocks, it was higher. It was, up big, and now it's since turned. It's now down $3 or 0.45%. What else do we have? Tomorrow morning we got Home Depot coming out. Their EPS is $2.52. Expected move is 4.51%. American Tower, AMT, their EPS is $2.54. Expected move is 7.10%. Keurig, Dr. Pepper, KDP, their EPS is 59 cents. Expected move is 6.94% when they release. In terms of economic reports, at 8:30 a.m. we get the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. 10 a.m. you get factory orders. That's a delayed report. 10:30 you get the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. And Christopher Waller, the Fed governor, he's supposed to speak a couple times. He's speaking this morning at 8 a.m. Could be something there. I'm taking a look at the markets. I got 5 Dow stocks higher, 2 or 3 unchanged, the rest lower. Doesn't look good. I'm looking at my FANG stocks this morning. They're all, Google's trading, about half a percent higher. Everything else is lower. looking at news behind the tape, and you're looking at Apple. They're said to be working on their own visual models for enhancements to AirPods, smart glasses, and pendants. Okay. Apple hasn't really been out there doing big spends on AI models. That's just not their business. Talking Netflix, President Trump demands Netflix remove Susan Rice from its board. Susan Rice was in the Obama administration. Paramount's deadline to make a fresh bid for Warner Brothers is today. So we'll have to wait and see if that causes some weakness in the stock. I think if they make another offer, Netflix will have to match it. But if Netflix were to walk away, that stock would jump $10 overnight. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stocks, we're talking Merck. They're going to be splitting their pharmacy unit into two segments, oncology and specialty pharma. Microsoft, OpenAI lowered their expectations for their AI spend to $600 billion. It was like $1.4 trillion by 2030. Honeywell, HON, they entered into an agreement to acquire Johnson Matthey's Catalyst Tech. In terms of merger news, Gilead Sciences, GILD, they're going to be buying, who are they buying? Valuing biotech. They're going to be buying acrylics in a deal valuing at $7.8 billion. In terms of shareholders meetings, Apple's going to have a shareholders meeting tomorrow, Tuesday. In terms of buyback news, VRSK, Versic Analytics, they announced a $1.5 billion accelerated share purchasing transaction. VRSK. Now moving on to our stock of the day, and I'm going to go with Keurig Dr. Pepper, KDP, Kilo David Paul. Earnings are tomorrow morning. EPS is 59 cents. Expected move is 6.94%. Yesterday's call volume, or Friday's call volume, 6,312 versus 891. That's definitely positive. And open interest is 72K versus 41K. Like that. Brokers are positive. They got they're raising price targets. But for me, I think the market's going to open up weak, so I'm going to downtick the price entry price to $29.20 this morning for KDP. But I do think if it hits $29.20, there will be an opportunity for a gain in that stock. So yeah, keep an eye on Keurig, Dr. Pepper, KDP. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what the news is hitting the tape in the last 15 minutes or so. Let's see. Shutterstock receives unconditional antitrust clearance from the DOJ. That's on Getty Images. Domino's increases its dividend to 15% to $1.99. Hims, they're going to release earnings tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's kind of a little quiet. That's all I'm really seeing. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about yesterday's pick of the day, or Friday's pick of the day, which was Freshpet, FRPT. Listen, the stock opened up at $73.90, fell to $72.19, and then rallied all the way up to 74.90 before closing at 74.51. So if you look at it, it did beat the 1% off the opening price and even my entry price. So, on that point, it was positive. But you look at the stock this morning, it's trading off even after, some nice guidance. So FRPT was a winner, just not, but it gave it back. So, that's why I always say, take the 1% and go. As soon as you get it, walk away and live to trade another day. But Fresh Print did eke out the 1% on Friday. Okay, traders, that concludes today's podcast. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.